Yeah, yeah. The weekend was eventful for many reasons. In particular, the football.
Yeah. It's coming Rome.
Yeah, it went Rome.
Yeah.
It went Rome. I thought that we were going to be coming in today, celebrating the fact that, England had clinched the title.
Would you have been celebrating despite all the racism?
I mean, that wasn't the discussion prior to the game. Do you know what I mean? It was like, obviously, we know of racism in this country and racism in football, hence, taking a knee and stuff. But prior to the events that took place in that match, it wasn't the topical conversation, and we wouldn't have been having this conversation had England had won. Fair,
but at the same time, we did have that chat about like the whole Sterling not getting a limelight when Kane scored.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's been in the air,
absolutely.
And I think it maybe not had it on the level we're probably gonna have it today, but it would have still been obvious to us where like if we did win, and let's say Kane got the accolades again, or we got all the black boys all over the papers and that, there still would have been that conversation like, look at the black boys doing well for England, or we're only good for you when we had this extraordinary feat and that. And that's where I am in it. Like, we'll have the proper conversation shortly, but first things first, they bottled it, bro.
Yeah,
it's a bottle job.
Yeah,
like people saying to me like, oh, like it's big achievement, well done to them for getting there. Like I hear that because it's been like 55 years. But last tournament got to the semis, and they went out to Iceland, if I'm right.
Yeah,
and went out to fucking Iceland. Like they were there for the taking. This time around, somewhat lucky. Some people like to know, how can you be lucky to get to a final? You've not truly been tested. You played a Germany team, and I'll give him credit, Gareth Southgate credit for that, because Germany have always been like a bogey team for England, innit? They haven't traditionally done well against them, innit? And they've had strong teams over the years.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, the Germans are efficient, man, and like they're no strangers to big honours.
They're
like,
winners, and they thoroughly enjoy beating England, innit? That's why back in there, that 5-1 win when Heskey Owen scored was such a big deal, because
it stems from like a
war
lot
times,
of the political warfare that they've had.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean, just from a footballing perspective, like England didn't play well, man. They had a very good start, but then shortly after that, it was literally they were chasing the game.
For me, it's always easy to say with hindsight. I think them scoring so early even hurt them, because now they just start sitting back. Like maybe 10-15 minutes, they was there for the taking. Like if they scored the second goal in the first 20-25 minutes, then I reckon they could have done it. But you're chasing the game for at least half of the first half, damn near all of the second half, and most of extra time, bro. Like, I mean, there's even credit to them really for actually keeping it 1-1, because
and how Italy's goal went in, I was like, they were fortunate in how the goal happened, but they were knocking on England's door for quite a while.
Yeah, it was coming.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, Gareth needs to, and this has been my criticism from Gareth throughout the tournament, know when to make a substitution. You're taking too long.
He's too shook.
Yeah, it was a cautious approach. Like, kudos to him, man. Like, because he's done what no other manager has done in the past 55 years, and it's ironic that 25 years ago he was in the same kind of boat, but obviously in a was it a semi-final or the quarterfinals?
I think it's
Euro 96.
Semi. I think it was a semi.
Yeah, so he missed a penalty that sent England out. But he's not the first, and he won't be the last. And that then goes on to the topic at hand with the three brothers that missed their penalties. They were bad penalties.
Yeah, and from football, we'll do all football first.
Yeah.
And we'll get onto the nigger shit after.
Yeah.
Footballing wise, Rashford's penalty was poor because
I knew from the run up.
The thing is, sometimes people don't understand this. As guys that play football, you can tell when someone's going to miss. Like when Mbappe went up, I knew he was going to miss.
Yeah.
Sometimes just a demeanor, like, you're going to miss, bro. Like, your shoulders are slumped. Like, and they take that. I don't know why. Why are you waiting to walk to halfway line?
Rashford took like so long to to get off the mark and actually strike the ball. I was like, there's no conviction here at all. But it's a Donny that's just came on. He hasn't really played all tournament. He's not 100%. yes, they are professionals, but these little things play a part.
You're not warm. All those things are key. You're not warm. You've not played in the tournament. Like, yeah, to bring me on. If you're gonna bring on to take a penalty, I need to be playing more in the game.
Yeah, man.
You brought us on too late, and then all the youngest, like the Rashford you take out because for United he takes penalties, innit?
Yeah,
and he's taking a lot of penalties. But for me, Jadon Sancho and Saka should never have been taking penalties.
Yeah,
you know. Now we've seen conflicting things where Southgate is saying that he picked them basically, innit?
Yeah.
But unless there's something I ain't seen behind the scenes where they've been smashing them in training. But if you've not been doing it at club level, and some of you, I don't see why someone like a Luke Shaw, a Jack Grealish, a Raheem Sterling not taking penalties. These are people that are big boys for their teams as well.
Yeah,
that's how and they've been playing ball for a little while. Like these are younger lads in the squad, innit? And boys that haven't even really played that much in the tournament. So it's like, I just didn't get it in. And now obviously if they scored, all of this is redundant, innit?
Yeah,
but they didn't.
Yeah, and you know, there's some people that are saying, like, you know, we shouldn't place age as a factor, blah blah blah. Like, you know, they knew that this was a possibility of, you know, getting to the penalty stages. But bro, like, I ain't even gonna lie to you, for a huge part of my childhood up until, you know, a young adult, I was kicking ball. You know, I've been in penalty shootouts where the pressure is there, fam. Let alone
what
the biggest modern
Kent Cup final,
bro. Like,
who stepped up first? Foles. I stepped up first because I usually go bottom right, so keeper's left, did it? I went there, slotted away, blew the whistle. I've got to take it again, and I did what they say you should never do. I swapped sides, innit? And I've gone my left top bins. And you know when you score, yeah, you set the tone. Obviously, I went first, innit? So I was.
Do you know what nuts
it takes?
It's mental warfare
to go take a penalty first in a cup final, and then to have to retake it and still score. Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, it's mental warfare, and like this is like England's biggest game in modern history, in modern times. 55 years, like that's like my parents' age.
Yeah,
bro. Was at the wedding. My brother's dad that got married. He said he was 4 when they
won a World Cup.
Yeah.
So
he
exactly
said, he's like I may never see this again. He's like, he's saying numbers like I could die tomorrow. It's like whoa, so relax. We're gonna be here for a while.
Obviously, like if that's someone that's been a football fan and England supporter for their entire life and they've never seen them hit the final, and they finally do, you're like, rah, like when else is this ever gonna happen again?
Which is why I feel like it should have gone for it more, because this is a one in a lifetime thing. You know, people saying like, obviously when Saka missed, he'll come back. It may never happen again, bro. No. It's the truth. But you may never get to a final for England ever again. Yeah.
So
it's there for the taking.
With the players that they have, I think they should have done a lot better,
bro. Man,
you know, like yes, Italy are a good team, and you know they've got very strong, dedicated, resilient, loyal defenders, but they're slow.
Bro,
we've got exciting, young, pacey players with flair,
and we didn't attack no pace. But the one time Donny got a turn of pace, look what he did to Saka. He dragged him like slave master. He draped Saka, bro. Racial undertones. I'm sorry,
100%.
Not sorry. Like everything about that drag was racist.
I saw the racismo in that.
Racismo.
I saw it. I seen it.
I seen it.
I seen it. Bro, like, and I was like, you know what?
But I rate it though. That's the dark arts. Like, you need that see you next Tuesday in your team. I don't think England have enough of that themselves. Like,
but it was him. It had to be him, bruv. What's his name?
Bonucci.
It wasn't Bonucci.
Chiellini. Sorry.
Like, he's their veteran, innit?
Yeah.
So it's like, he's 36 years old. This is probably like...
Probably his last tournament.
But the World Cup's next year, so that might be his last tournament. But he is towards the latter stages of his career.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? Like, so play dirty.
Yeah, bro. And we ain't talking Krypton Conan. Play dirty, bro.
Play dirty. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of them ones, man. Like, I felt like you started to see the Italians really come into their stride and get into the England players. Yeah,
Chiesa was doing his thing until he got come off injured. And what I was more fuming was because I was heavily invested, because we got promised with work that if England win, we've got Monday off. So I've got a reason to really watch this with like like my eyes wide open. Like I really want to see this win, innit? I was heavily invested. I was like, look, I didn't even, like, I had stuff to do to prepare for work on Monday, yeah. I even put it off to, like, listen, they're going to win, yeah. Come Monday morning, I had to wake up. You know, you wake up like an hour earlier than usual. I sat on my laptop. Because remember, the whole weekend I've been active, enjoying myself. So I'm like, let me do this appraisal for them and that, get myself sorted. Bro, I was so pissed. And I was thinking about, you didn't even lose in the 90 minutes. You lost on pens, bruv.
Yeah.
Penalties is part luck, innit?
Yeah.
Like, I hear that. But you should have known, like, England tradition as well don't do good on pens. Like, the game should never have got that far. They were there for the taking because, yeah, Italy are a decent side, but this is probably one of the immediate Italy teams you're going to play against.
Yeah, the senior players should have stepped up and been like, you know what, I'm going to take this responsibility.
Yeah. I'm
Kane and Maguire, like, they did that. Great penalties.
Maguire's penalties was
top bins. A Mazza. But I'm like, he's not someone that, like, I'd essentially
he had a good tournament, though.
On his feet.
He had a good tournament.
He had an amazing tournament.
But then did you see Grealish come out and said that he wanted to take one? So
Southgate hates Grealish, bro.
Oh yeah, he hates Grealish.
He hates him.
This fucking spice boy.
Fam, it's just the fact.
Grealish is a spice boy.
He is.
Looks like Keira Knightley.
That's crazy.
I just put it side by side.
Yeah, really does look like it.
It was funny. You see our melanated sisters when they start like having their white boy summer and that, they was foaming at the mouth for Grealish online and that. I was dying. There's something about him. I even see one babes tweeting about there's something about Gareth Southgate. As soon as you're about to win, there's something about you.
That one something.
Yeah. I think babes tweeting about Southgate. So, yeah, look at you.
I couldn't believe it, to be fair. I was like, what?
Yeah. Since when?
I was like, all it takes is for you to be on TV and like, have a little bit of success. Then there's something about you.
Yeah, you know how it goes, man. But yeah, if that's the case, if Grealish is saying he wanted to take one, then does the blame not all like lie solely at Southgate then?
I guess Southgate took responsibility of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know the ins and outs like we were saying, but at the end of the day, what happened, man. And these guys learnt a lesson in terms of how things can really crumble in a world of football.
Yeah.
For such young lads in an international stage, in a cup final, where like the majority of Europe are watching.
Bro, the whole world's watching. This is a big deal to international football, elite level football. There's only one competition in football big, which is the World Cup. So this is a big deal, and especially like this was meant to happen last year. We've been in lockdown, and obviously stadiums are now open as well. So that was a big deal. Fans going to watch the game. I've seen mad prices like 3-4 bags. Certain man is taking peas out of their daughter's uni fund and that to pay for tickets.
For England
and that.
to lose.
Yeah. For them to then go and lose in that. Yeah.
Cry blood. That's all you can do after that point.
Yeah, man. It didn't come home, and obviously, I was always gonna, like I said, man. Like, I'm a football fan, and I want England to do well. From a footballing perspective, it's just the fuckery that just comes with all of this, which is a bigger issue. You know.
Surprised though?
No, not surprised at all. Not surprised at all. Like, this is football's always kind of been this way, but this is just a time period where we're seeing a lot of brothers play for the team.
Yeah,
like this is that era where they're cutting through, man. And remember, a few years back on here, I was saying that we're gonna start seeing a lot more of the man them being the face, or like being the ones that are doing well in his country from their ability.
Okay, yeah. So less politics, and that's one thing I will give Southgate credit for. I do feel like he's picking them. You know, like if you're good enough, you're gonna get picked. And maybe as well, I feel like there was a little bit of he wants those guys to be at the forefront because he's been quite supportive of the whole like knee protest. And there was this was allegedly Temi from 90s Baby tweeted this out, yeah. So bless Southgate, we know what he tried to do. He wanted the nation to see the impact of black players and make it undeniable. Stakes were really high, but we see it. So when I was reading that, I'm seeing the angle of, did Southgate pick those boys intentionally, the 3 young black boys,
hoping that they do it,
and that's the storyline. And if that's the case, cool, but still shit, in my opinion. Because I don't care if it's white, black, blue. You pick your best, pick your most experience in that moment to win. Don't, even if it's well intentioned, don't try and get the ebony and ivory white, like, you know, like the "We Are the World" headline, you know, where the blacks saved the day. Because even that's shit, because we're only if that had happened and we were successful, they were only getting a love because they've done this extraordinary feat. And black people have traditionally only ever been treated nice when they're in that moment performing for whites. We've got a history of like black artists, black jazz musicians, like performing to segregated crowds. Like they will cheer them, and as soon as they're done, they're going out the back door. They get treated like a nigger again.
Yeah.
But whilst you're in service, we will tolerate you.
Love you.
And if you fall below our standards, we're going to let you know about it and remind you that you're black straight away. That's why the whole stuff like Jay-Z still nigger, no matter how big you get, there is still someone that's going to look at you less than, innit?
Yeah.
Which for me is shit. That's like, oh, the black boys are saving hard. Like, if I'm really being like a super hard line in that, a bit of me also didn't mind them losing. Because it's nice to kind of see the white tears of the racists when they're pissed and upset. And then you show your true nature. Because we didn't lose because of that. We actually lost because your white manager can't fucking manage. That's why we lost, bruv. That's the real truth.
Yeah.
You know? As nice of a man as he seems to be. But niceness don't get us nowhere. Typical British standards where like, you would love a Tim Henman. But Andy Murray says something you don't like, you remind him that he's Scottish.
Yeah.
I like winners. They didn't win.
Yeah.
That's just the truth.
Yeah. Like, and like, we know, and a lot of the thing about international football, first and foremost, is like you see so many crazy football takes from people that don't generally watch football.
Donnies that see their adverts like, you got no sporting body.
And I'm like, bruv, man, these takes are horrible. We know that in a shootout, like there's only one winner in it, and it just so happens that there's going to be players that miss penalties. The Italians missed 2 penalties. You know,
it was there for the taking because Pickford saved that one. I'm like, okay, cool, we're still in the game. Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? So like, I think even the Italian goalkeeper was confused that was the save that had won it for them.
Yeah, because Pickford definitely banged Snus before the penalty shoot. I was like, bro, the way this guy's moving, and he saved that penalty. He guessed the right way. It's like, you know what? He kept us in it. And
that's a Donny that I don't rate.
But he had a decent tournament as well.
And that's the thing. You can have a great tournament, like regardless of, you know, how we see you week in, week out for your club. I was like, there's moments where the real Pickford came out. I was like, you know, certain bookie things that Donny was doing, but
goalkeepers are the craziest guys on football pitch because they will make a save and they're angry that they made a save. They start shouting at the defense and that. And like, Donny shot from 40 yards, bro, and you made the save. That's what you're there for, bro.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, every save that Pickford made, he was vexed at the defenders.
Yeah, the keepers are nuts, bro.
Yeah, man, but yeah, I think there's just a lot to say about all of this because they're gonna ask the pundits and stuff, and you know, all the people that are sitting from a privileged place, right? And I think I saw something.
Ivory Tower, innit?
Yeah, and I saw something where they were asking Gary Neville about it, and he was saying that, you know, it all starts from the top of society, or, you know, if you look at our top government officials when they're denouncing certain things, how do you think the rest of society is going to react if these are the views of people that are meant to be running the country?
Yeah, obviously Priti Patel, she labelled it gesture politics, so that's specifically what he's talking about without mentioning a name.
Yeah,
you know, her calling it gesture politics. Definitely, I feel stoked the fires, but what she was trying to do is, you know, pander to that section of society for votes and just to make it seem like I'm on your side, because obviously you get the headline of her story, but we didn't need to see that. We already saw the guys on Twitter booing the knee from their house. Like, man, are recording themselves booing him. Man, we don't care about you and your 12 followers, bro. Yeah. Like, move, you bitch. Like, we don't care about you, innit? So, yeah, but that don't help. I saw Tyrone Mings' response to her and that, which I thought was dope and eloquent. You can't then come out and, you know, try and be in support of the players and, you know, this beautiful moment because, you know, they got to the final.
Someone had to say it, man.
When you had this stance of this, because my thing is, pick a side. Is it Uchi Wally or is it one mic? Are you in or are you out? You can't talk about gesture politics at the start. Keep the same energy. I like the people that were that are even trying to be even double down more and after be like, no, it's still FBLM Boudini. Cool, it's FU2, but I know where you stand. Don't double back over here and try and be with the cool crowd. No. Over there, you were saying it's gesture politics. So keep it gesture.
And if it's anyone that's going to give her a 2-footed challenge, it's great that it's coming from an England defender.
Yeah, fair.
You know, don't try it, bro. Like, we can see you for what you are. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, it's like, yes, we are in support of Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, and Bukayo Saka. Like, and in particular, a lot of people are, you know, showing a lot of support to Saka because
his was a decisive miss in at the end.
It was a decisive miss. Am I correct in saying he was the youngest outfield player?
I think so. He's 19. And just he looks like a baby facial.
Yeah, fam. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And this was big for him because I know a year ago he didn't see him being a regular fixture in the tournament.
No, I wouldn't have called that.
There was a lot of men that were like, you know, even like Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. Like, you wouldn't have thought that these guys would be, you know.
No, I'm with you. I wouldn't have looked and said those are the guys that are going to be playing in the tournament for England in their midfield, innit?
And taking them to the final.
Which is crazy because when you've got people like Grealish and Foden on the bench, it's just a typical England thing, bruv. Like, yes, I get it because your system has worked to a certain degree, but when you get to that final,
when you get to certain oppositions, you have to change it up, bro, because they've been studying you, bruv.
The way they were playing, you just knew the spaghetti squad were coming for blood. They were coming for blood.
The one line is from Chrissy again.
Stop it.
You can stick the tagliatelle up your ass. Bruv.
They came for blood.
Yeah, man. It was euphoric, bro, in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was happy.
I was like, rah, this is all written. It's all coming together.
It's coming home.
I was thinking about
they got their bolognese in order and they were like, all right, cool, I'm here now.
Got something for your ass. Wait, can I ask a random question?
Go for it.
If in the penalty shootout, if it gets like, what happens if
everyone scores, you know,
and it's even? Do you just go to like sudden death?
It goes sudden death, innit? So it will go. It usually goes. The keepers will take the next ones, innit? Or
the keeper.
Like,
so everyone has to take one at this point.
Yeah.
So it's just who scores first, really.
Yeah, and you're bound to miss. I think there was a cup final recently where everyone scored.
Yeah.
So it's the best of 5 at the end of the day, and then after that, if everyone scores, it's a sudden death thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say I'm facing Fols, and I go first. If I go first and I score, that's it.
No. I think it's first. I'm sure it's right. First to miss.
Yes, first to miss.
You keep going. So like, if you've gone through all 5, everyone scored, and because you've gone first, it doesn't go because you've gone first.
Yeah, that's
you
what
take that
makes
beyond. So you'd go and you score. If I then miss,
it's done. Okay.
If I score, we keep taking penalties. Someone has to miss eventually.
Yeah. I was just thinking, what happens if you have an
get one of the wives from the stand? You come in and take one.
You just don't even want to be the one to miss after everyone scored.
Oh yeah.
If there's a couple like Dons that have missed, you can share the burden.
Yeah. You can all cry together in that. Like, come in, we'll lose that.
Yeah. I think Sterling should have stepped up for a penalty.
Absolutely, bro.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's taken some for his club and he's missed. Yeah, a few.
And he should have kept all the guys that are big dogs for their clubs.
Yeah,
should have kept Henderson on.
Yeah,
I know Henderson has missed. You write that wrong. You take Henderson should have taken one. Sterling should have taken one. Shaw should have taken one. Those are the people for me. Grealish should have taken one. Those are the guys for me I should have seen there taking a penalty.
You see the clip of Ronaldo in the last tournament.
Yeah.
He grabbed one of the other senior players. And he was like, yo, take that, fam.
Yeah,
like,
show
if you
personality.
Miss, then so be it. It's in God's hands now. Take that. Show some balls, fam.
Yeah. Did he score?
He scored, he scored.
Yeah.
But you need
and
someone.
They won that competition, didn't they?
Yeah, they won the competition. But you need someone like that to be like, wait, hold on. Nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. You're one of the experienced. Like, you've been in 3 of these tournaments.
That's what it is. Well, if you're an experienced
step up, bro.
If you've been there before, that's why for me, like I respect if Saka had put his hand up saying he wants to take one. I would always respect that because you stepped up in it. But still, that's when experience don't step up and say, nah, this is I'm gonna put this responsibility on myself and make it happen. So. Just like to say, in my cup final, I didn't miss a pen in it. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Did I ever miss a penny? Maybe not.
Yeah, penalties are potluck, man. But yeah, the racing was definitely. I see one Don that works for a company called Savills. He said use the M word online, and then yeah, man, Twitter as it does gathered him up quickly out of his workplace, and
he said he was hacked.
Well,
no one knows you to be hacked, bro.
Yeah.
Like, who are you, fam?
Yeah, like I said, if you got like,
who are you to be?
If you got 8 followers, a lie, bro. No one's hacking you, bro.
Bro, even if you've got 500 followers, bro, like no one knows you to hack you, bro. You did that.
The only shit thing though is people celebrate like we got a win. There is no guarantee that anything's truly happening because the company came out with a statement said they're going to investigate.
Yeah. He's suspended until.
Donny could maybe work for another part of the company. Like, unless someone is very like thorough and is going to keep chasing that thing up. Yeah. And whoever you are, you're a better person than me. But that's why I think sometimes we are a little bit shit because there's been that tactic for a while online where like someone says something we don't like as a community, we'll at their employer. And the tactic always works because eventually they do respond and sometimes the person loses their job, whatever. But what if they don't? Because I think that thing was in terms of like the news cycle and our timeline, that will go away in a day or two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very easily.
You know what I'm saying? So like, Olympics are soon, so everyone's going to forget about the Euros and focus on the Olympics. And that topic of conversation or that conversation will get lost in translation. So I do appreciate a lot of the people that are on the necks of companies holding their racist employers accountable.
Yeah, we still got double back from the BLM stuff. Those better pledges, bro. I ain't seen no bread, fam. No like, bread, bro. Do you see bus stands over here? There's no fucking bread, bro. All these pledges, we pledge 100 million this, diversity this, bro. We need to double back and spin the block on all these people that was pledging stuff.
And we're here, thinking about restrictions and, but we're seeing like the whole country full of football yobs going absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Bro, that Vindaloo variant is going to come and haunt us all.
What's going on here today? Did you have a little pre-pod meeting or something? So I've got, what do you call them? The spaghetti
squad.
Spaghetti soldiers. I've got the Vindaloo variant and the irony that Vindaloo is your national dish.
Fam. Yeah. COVID's going to spin the block.
Yeah.
It's charging up.
They should have, that's where the government is shit as well. Just overall, they should have put measures in place for like, because the weather was decent that day as well. Big parks, screens.
Yeah.
Them man are going to stand in the rain anyway, so even if it wasn't good weather. Somewhere that people outdoors, they shouldn't have been that big rush where people are like at Wembley. People went there fully well known, you're not going to get in. There's no ticket. There should have, for me personally, there should have been something in place where, okay, cool, this big park here looks one in South, one in wherever.
Yeah.
So the fans that, want to watch the game and can't be in a local pub, because I'm seeing queues for pubs and that. The pub sits like 80 people, bro.
If that, cause remember there's still restrictions on inside.
Of course, you got all the tables
queuing up down the road. You just think, what kind of bondage is it that you people have with beer in the pub?
Yeah, one Don was at one Don at breakfast already started drinking.
Yeah, people were queuing up from early, bro. Like, you got to think about it, yeah. You see England, yeah. They invented this game, right? So, and they created an anthem. Football's Coming Home is an anthem, yeah. I don't see it being replaced by anything, yeah. Euro 96 is when it came out. They were singing in the hook or the bridge, 30 years of hurt. They've had to update that. So you can imagine, like, the nation has been waiting for this moment for so long. The excitement is real. I can imagine, like, Italy not being as vibrant as this. Yes, I saw them going through the streets of Rome, the parade. Obviously, you're going to have a parade, but
someone died.
In in Rome? That's crazy.
Jesus.
In celebration.
Mad. Imagine that.
So it was quite crazy.
Yeah, but like in the build up to it, obviously, like I'm not going to really know what's going on over there because I'm not Italian. But I'm seeing these dons doing a line of coke out in the open.
One Donny had his micro penis on
out.
Show, bro.
And I was like, rah, you're not embarrassed. This is probably where their racism stems from, bro. Because the micro penis was just out there, fam.
Someone said, imagine being his babe, and now the whole world knows that that's the micro penis that you've been balancing on. My soul left my body.
Yeah.
Because imagine all of your girlfriends just now know that That's it. You can't even do the whole lie of, oh yeah, we had such a steamy weekend. They're like, no, you didn't, Sharon.
Steam.
Don't lie.
There's no steam, fam.
Don't lie.
There's no steam in
A
that.
light
You start
fog
writing
at
your name in the
best.
window and that.
No,
Foles was here.
absolutely not.
There's no steam there, bro.
Yeah, it was a steamy weekend, you know. Yeah, no, but that's the thing. England's got a mad drinking culture. Add lockdown into it. Add the extra gravity of this being the first time in like 55 years. That's why it was so mad out there. Like, it was always going to be nuts. But add that all together. Lockdown, 55 years.
Don't get me wrong. That day I was turned, but like, I ain't doing that, and it ain't micro.
It is for you. Whoa. Took your shit, bro. You can only get away with that because of the woman in the room. If it was just me and you and H, so put your dick away. Do you know what's funny though? Especially with the racial conversation, yeah? And this is where, like, I don't mind us sometimes like being bantered by other cultures and whatever, is where a lot of us have this hard line in regards to England, racism and that. But we're still fucking cheering them on.
Yeah.
Like we still want them to win. And I know for some people it's the line that they probably go with, which is like the probably acceptable lines like, I'm just supporting the man that play for them. No, you're supporting England as well, bro. Like, you're very much English. A lot of us are born here.
Yeah.
And we have this this challenge of our identity because of how this country is treating people that look like us and treating us like in real time right now. But sport is one of that thing that it kind of just brings everyone together, innit? So yeah, that's kind of funny to watch. Come like, bro, on a normal day to day, I know what your political stances are, but for this one day, we're all kind of somewhat on the same page, innit?
Yeah, everyone wants to feel among, you know?
Yeah, man. And like, you know, you're watching football and you're here and you're thinking, all right, cool, man, England I've always cheered England on. Like, Euro 96 being probably the earliest memory of a football tournament, an international football tournament. And then World Cup 98, you know, seeing Owen like burst onto the scene and that. And then you
score that goal, yeah.
You know, and Euro 2004, seeing Rooney burst onto the scene and, you know,
Do you need a moment?
like, so like, there's always been that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the last World Cup, it was lit.
Yeah.
The weather was great.
Oh, sensational.
Love Island was on that same year as well.
Yeah, man. So people have always cheered on England. I think now, like, there's a lot more takes on social media. It's like a social thing now.
Yeah, you get the live commentary. But one thing Chris says is like, I'm repeating you, quoting you correct, so people want to belong or we want to belong. Yeah,
like there's definitely that sense of, if for example you were in a different country and there's a festival going on there or there's some sort of sporting event, it's not hard to get into the spirit of things.
Yeah.
And there was definitely that, there was a good vibe in the air. Yeah. Like the whole time the football was on. So even if you, or for me, for example, even though you know that it is absolutely like riddled with racist undertones, you also know that it is nice for everyone to, not to say that you ignore the racism or it goes away, but it's just nice to be able to have unity over something and just for one moment. Sick
to the beef for a few hours.
Do you know what I mean? Like for that one moment, everyone just like, and like historically, football is one of those things that unites people. Like Christmas Day in the trenches and stuff, they used to just call it off, I think, for a couple of hours. They just used to kick around football.
Yeah,
it's something that, like in Britain, it's in our blood. Like, do you know what I mean? Like as a people, so it's not hard to understand why people would get caught up in that. But fuck everyone still.
Is that where I love that? Is that where we go wrong a little bit though? Because you want to say I understand everything, and I'm definitely been there and participated as well, so I can't act like I'm above it. But you see there's that kind of movement online where like certain women want to divest from men. Should we divest from England? Should we divest from the England football team? I'm seeing a lot of talk about like, you know, it'll be interesting to see if the black players boycotted.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is why, innit? Like, England don't deserve good things because we've seen like hard evidence of why, you know, they, you know, it's a good thing that they didn't win. Because look at the treatment like of just standard human beings. Forget the fact that they're footballers, they're human beings too. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I feel like in some aspect though, it's almost a necessary evil, and not to say that makes it okay. Yeah. But just like we were saying last week, it's a means to an end sometimes. So Marcus Rashford, for example, if he wasn't in the position that he was in, where he has that visibility, would he have been able to give that support to those people that needed it.
And with the free school meals.
Yeah, and to the scale that he was able to do that. If he was in like if you're saying like boycott the bigger leagues or whatever, and there was like an exclusively black league, for example, if we look at the reach that he had, would he have been able to achieve the same things that he did if he wasn't in the same position that he was in? And
so
that's
is it
off football.
Theory of like kind of the spook that sat by the door, so you need to kind of be part of the system, go through it to be able to change it. If you're outside, how much change can you kind of affect? I hear that.
Use your platform,
I think specifically for that, I do hear that argument. I do understand it, but it's ironic with him doing that. He then missed the penalty, and then obviously people start playing politics, going, if he was spending more time practicing penalties,
I'm worried. What are they talking about?
And not virtue signaling or playing politics.
That's idiotic. Because what he's done he's never missed training because of the causes that he's he's doing that in his spare time, and he's able to do a lot more than the average person.
Whilst his counterparts are banging bitches,
wow,
doing gear, gambling.
Yeah. And that's why he came out with a statement saying like, he can take criticism of his performance, and like if he's missed the penalty, he can take that. Although like it hurts him that he's missed.
Of course.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because as a football player, you want to succeed, you want to be the best, you want to score. He's a forward,
and they admit he's not had the best season. So
he hasn't.
If you're not had a great season, winning the Euros have been like, I would take play having it. I would score 15 own goals from our club side. Yeah, I'd take winning the Euros.
He's like, because he goes down in history. Do you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But what he did say is that I can take the criticism of that from a footballing perspective, but I'm never going to apologise for who I am. I'm a 23-year-old black man from South Manchester.
Love that.
That's never going to change, and I'm never going to apologise for it.
And he shouldn't have to.
He shouldn't have to, man.
No,
like, so like the England need to stop all the performative antics and really like try to tackle this issue, because like I think this conversation has been spoken about more so than ever in recent years in football.
Yeah.